Hey everyone, Steve Siebold back with MentalToughnessBlog.com. Well, Happy New Year 2021. Thank God 2020 is over, right? Well, as you know, one of the biggest resolutions that, if not the biggest New Year's resolution that people make is I want to lose weight. I got to lose weight. I eat too much. And I think we probably all eat too much over the holidays. I know I fit into that category perfectly. I'm currently on my diet. But most people, by statistic, fail at losing weight and keeping it off. It just has a terrible track record for many, many reasons. And so one of the things that really makes it work is coaching. Way back in the day, when dinosaurs roamed the earth in the 1980s, I was a coach at Nutrisystem. Nutrisystem, you might not remember if you're not old enough, but they used to have actual locations like Weight Watchers, locations all over the country. And I ran their program, their psychological program that trained people in mental toughness. They didn't call it mental toughness. They called it behavior change. It was a behavior change program, basically, was what they called it. And so I ran that program for Nutrisystem many years ago. So I got pretty good at it. I've written 2 books on the topic, Die Fat or Get Tough and Fat Loser, lose fat, fat loser, that kind of thing. And so we've trained coaches all around the country on how to coach people one-on-one and in small groups on how to lose weight and keep it off, because it's almost all psychological. Yes, there's diets, and yes, there's exercise programs, but there's so many really good diets. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of food you like, you can find a diet where you will lose weight. Like, I like Atkins. I particularly like, specifically like Atkins. And I like keto, but I like Atkins the best. It works for me. And so when I put on too much weight, I take it off with Atkins. And it's easy. And some people like Weight Watchers, and other people like other diets. So there's lots of diets and lots of exercise programs, but people still get way off. And of course, the obesity epidemic in this country, in America, and throughout the world for that matter, most of the world, is atrocious. So we have a program called the Fat Loser Coaching Program, and it's where we teach people, we train them, we certify them on how to coach people, how to lose weight and keep it off. And if they gain it back, how to lose it, and how to think about food and exercise in a completely different way, devoid of the emotional, motivational platitudes. This is not like a pep rally like some of these programs. This is a in-your-face kind of a program that says, if you're fat or if you've gained weight, it's no one's fault but your own. And I've done it too. I'm not preaching from a mountaintop. I mean, I've gained weight too. I like chips and dip and all the crappy foods that most people like. Not everyone likes it, but I'm like an average person that likes all those kinds of foods. I like candy. I like sundaes. I had a hot fudge sundae about a week and a half ago. Man, that was the greatest thing I ever tasted in my life before I went on my new diet. But I know how to go on and off and make it work, and like some people do. And that's what we coach our coaches on how to do. So long story short, we've sold this program for many years at $2,000, $1,997 to train people, to certify people in what we call the Fat Loser coaching process, which again is very different. It's based in objective reality. It hits, and it hits hard. It just says if you're fat, it's your fault. No problem. Don't beat yourself up. We've all gained weight, or certainly most of us, and we can take it off. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. And so it hits very hard. It's only for a certain kind of clientele. It's not for the faint of heart, but it works very, very well. And there is nothing like it in the marketplace. That's program. So nothing like Fat Loser. It's really good for very ambitious people, very smart people. I hate to say that because it sounds elitist, but there's something to that, because I've coached lots of people in this process, and they tend to be sharp, ambitious, smart, very, very successful, because they want it straight. Give me the answer. Give it to me now. Give it to me straight. They're not delusional thinkers. They're not wishful thinkers. These are not people blaming the government or the food companies or the restaurants or the ingredients makers for their obesity problem. When the people say, oh, you're fat, but it's not your fault. It's cortisol. Bullshit. It's not cortisol. It's us. We eat ourselves fat. Unless you have some kind of health condition that contributes to your obesity, you're fat because it's your fault. Again, we say don't blame, don't beat yourself up. Blame yourself, but don't beat yourself up. You can lose it. You just have to know how to think about it in a different way. And if you put pounds on because you want to eat something, take it off. And so that's what we teach. So what we're doing is we're offering this program now, instead of $2,000, for right now, we're offering it at $497, 75% off, if my math serves me correctly. 75% off. We're going to do this for a limited amount of time with a limited amount of people. So if you want to become a fat loser coach, you can do it on Zoom. That's probably the best way to do it now. We can see people and you can talk to them. You coach people once a week. We give you all the tools, the 2 books, the content in the 2 books that you can use, the Fat Loser book and the Die Fat book, which have been covered by all the television networks in the country and a lot of radio networks and print and all the rest of it. So if you're interested in that, watch this 1-hour webinar. It's a pre-recorded webinar we did last year. You can watch the webinar, and if you want to sign up, you can sign up for $4.97, and you can make money doing this. $100 to $300 is the average fat loser coach, what they charge. $100 to $300. So you can cut 2 or 3 clients, and you've made your money back. If this is something you want to do, if you're interested in doing this, if you have a health program, or if you're a health kind of person, or you're a coach of some kind, or a trainer, or a speaker, a seminar leader around this topic, this is a program. This is a license basically to use our program for $500. Pretty good deal if it's something you want to do. So watch the webinar if you're interested. Link is on the post, and I appreciate you watching the blog as always, and Happy New Year 2021. Hopefully it'll be a better year than 2020. Take care.